Alright, what's up yins guys? I'm going to do another video and another chapter of this here book. This one, chapter called Experts, and then there's like a title called Masks. One is Experts, Credentials. I've done credentials already in other videos. And the intellect, I just did that as a list of things, you know. But this one is about experts. And, you know, different kind of YouTubers some of us subscribe to. In my own words, there's these so-called experts that are actually, once you get a certification in something I said before, you can change all the fucking rules, whether it's abnormal psychiatry or psychology. Be an expert and change the damn rules of normalcy and everything else. And, glorify something that's sickening and something that any of us that's considered empowering, they want to say it's bad or criminally insane or mentally insane. The so-called experts. I know I looked at the YouTuber Truth Stream Media, how they want to glorify new things and change the world. They're talking about the woman on Truth Stream Media was talking about what she quoted one time when I was looking at the data. That somebody wants to establish their agenda or validate their whatever agenda, they bring in these so-called experts. And you never met them, and yeah, they could show you a credential right in front of you. It could be fake or whatever, but so-called experts say, oh, this is true now, or this is right, or this is normal, and then this is insane. Anyway, get on with the reading. But the experts, yeah, if you're an expert, you get certified, you can put somebody down too, and whip somebody in the line or slap somebody down, changing the rules. Experts. Okay, here it goes. If we viewed experts as people with informed opinions in their respective disciplines rather than authorities who are infallible experts, would not be in such disrepute. The responsibility for this condition is not solely the experts. If we did not inflate their importance in our own minds, or people are inflating their importance inside our minds, trying to shove it into down our throats, you know. But yeah, like I'll say again, like when I read the other chapters and videos, Boney, the author of this book, what's he thinking now? The shit is only getting worse, you know. With the 20 plus odd years that he wrote this book, yeah. Time for expanded edition. But okay, I'm jibber jabbing and yammering along and losing my place. Okay, like the responsibility for this condition is not solely the experts. If we did not inflate their importance in our own minds and accept their opinions unconditionally, they would not be able to promote the image of the know-it-all or the seeming godlike, nor would their membership have increased rapidly. Oh, and that also reminds me too, in the list in this book that I get to, the know-it-all. There's a title in this book, a chapter about the know-it-all. So these experts are just a version of that, but there is a chapter in here called the Mr. Know-It-All. I will get to that. Hopefully it's starting to get windy here. I got my camera blocked here with another camera phone sitting down here so the wind will blow it. Alright, but shit, see that? Wind. With knowledge proliferating in an ever-increasing speed, more and more specialization has occurred among the professionals. And once again, if only the author of this book is seeing it now, the social media, the experts there, the so-called experts, and the influencers, so it's gotten worse. Neither us readers, you know, whack all the bunch of years that I first had this book, nor the author. I mean, probably grimacing right now, you know, but, alright, can't stress that enough. But yeah, with knowledge proliferating at an ever-increasing speed, more and more specialization among the professionals. Yeah, it's become more so with the internet. We didn't have internet in the is a household name when this book was written, so that sentence literally reminds me of social media, but that goes to show you how worse it's getting, but in medicine you have everything from penis specialists to brain specialists. For some people, they're the same thing. All right. In accounting, everything from personnel to corporate tax specialists to systems design and installation specialists. In law, from corporate to criminal to maritime law. Ernest Becker, in The Denial of Death, makes the statement that there is too much truth. The Denial of Death in Quotations. Is that a book? We gotta look at up. I'll look at up. I need to look up The Denial of Death. I'm presuming when he says that it's a book. Ernest Becker in The Denial of Death. Ernest Becker, the author, Denial of Death. What did I look into that book? Makes the statement there is too much truth. Well, to pause this too, the Black Sabbath song, the beginning lyrics, what song was that? Was that Wheels of Confusion? Too much in the truth, they say, keep it till another day. Let them have their little games. Illusion helps to keep them sane. And, so there's the Black Sabbath song, the opening of that lyric. Too much in the truth, they say, keep it to another day. I just had to bring that up, Sure beats, reading like a zombie, But okay, but it makes you lose your place again, okay? This statement is apt to take one aback until Becker describes how the white light is reflected into the many colors of the spectrum when shown through a prism. If you are reviewing refracted light from one prism, you will see the color red, and another person in a different position sees the color blue, and still another yellow or green. They would all be right. They see each color they describe, yet they are all contained in all the many colors. That's true in race, religion, politics, everything under the sun. People see what they want to see, and it depends where you're standing and where you're at, the circumstances, time of day. Religion says stay out of astrology. Well, astrology is a control mechanism just as much as the religions. But yet, there's something about the time of day and circumstances. The wrong place, like that song. Well, the author of that one song must have been the right place, must have been the wrong time. That guy recently died within, very recently. Was it a few months ago? But yeah. So, like the truth viewed thusly, there are too many specialists who see a part but not the whole. And a lot of them intentionally so. According to their so-called specialty, they discount the one because they want you to listen to them. Listen to me and not the other guy. It's not your specialty. Or you're not qualified to talk or do of this. And I know when I went with some of my fellow tenants in a building here in court, they try to rebuttal some of us by saying we're not qualified to speak of this. And I was like, excuse me, But all right, enough about that. But just because their view is narrower does not make it more accurate or the truth. Experts can also be wrong. Oh, I'll also pause this because it's popped into my head. The ridiculousness. They on MTV, they marathon the Ridiculousness TV show. That pops into my head about what they're saying in this book about the truth. There's that one guy, he says he has a podcast that Chanel West Coast got real pissed off. And I know you guys watch Ridiculousness. Rob was kind of going like this, hey, could we get on with the show here? And could I reel you in here? And Chanel was really defending herself. The guy was being a little bit of a dork too, but Chanel got real pissed. Well, he knew that he was pissing her off because he admitted that's what he likes to do. And well, Chanel told him, just because you say something and it doesn't make it true. Just because you say it's true, that doesn't always make it true. And she's right. But they got into a big argument. Rob was in there like, oh, can we just continue with the show here? You know, could you? I just had to share that with you. Funny as hell, but yeah, since they're talking about truth. But anyway, yeah, in the book here it says experts can be wrong. Well, there's a Ronnie James Dio song, you know, that from the album The Last in Line, the song called It's Always a Mystery. He goes, there's a storm on the edge of the sky, doesn't matter to me, it should matter to you, and I can tell you why. There should be thunder when there rain, but it don't always follow the rule. And is the wise man always right? No, he can play the fool. It's always a mystery. Not what it seems to be, just like you and me, always a mystery. R.I.P. Ronnie James Dio, you know. He also believed, you know, the wise man, the so-called wise man or whatever ain't always right. They can play the fool too, you know. But, all right, so experts can also be wrong. They once thought that the world was flat, or the Titanic could not sink. Oh, yeah, and there's those flat earthers all over YouTube. A lot of them have their comments disabled. Damn, this chapter is making a lot of things pop into my head today. I mean, goddamn. But all right, yeah, the flat Earth crowd in there, and you got they're a riot, claiming that we never really went to space and yada yada. It's all fake. Don't get me started. I'm not telling you don't get me started. I'm trying to tell myself don't get myself started. Yeah, they once thought the world was flat or the Titanic couldn't sink. Doctors misdiagnose illnesses and report wrong organs in surgery, and near miscalculate stresses when buildings fall on, bridges lapse and hundreds of people die. Oh yeah, psychiatry and psychology, they want to diagnose so many people so they get the whole world on these meds. Get all your kids on these meds, and then you want to take another medication over another medication. Or Danzig when he was on Jonesy's Jukebox, you know. Look up the YouTube video with Glenn Danzig on Jonesy's Jukebox. Glenn and Jonesy, they're talking about, you know, Glenn Danzig instigated that conversation, says there's people, he thinks that they're deliberately making people sick so they can sell their medications, you know, so. But anyway, on with the rest of the book here. If you think these are exceptions to the rule or they don't happen frequently, you should read the Peter Principle, which explains how we will rise to our level of incompetence if we are not careful and experts probably faster than others. Yeah, the so-called experts, that's just another badge or shield, another immunity from scrutiny, immunity from being held accountable for prosecution, for trying to rebuttal them. Oh, we're experts, you're nothing. We have a degree, you're nothing, you better shut the fuck up. Or if you don't shut the fuck up, you know, we'll throw you out of the courtroom, or we'll have you arrested, thrown in a cage, thrown in jail, have you beaten, you know. And all that stuff, you know, being sarcastic there. But anyway, and experts disagree among themselves. In a court of law, there is many cases of murder, what was being pleaded on the basis of insanity. 2 psychiatrists for the prosecution said he was sane. 2 psychiatrists for the defense said he was insane. Result, the jury was more confused than ever. One expert says eggs increase cholesterol, which is bad for the heart. Another says it doesn't have much effect at all. One expert says jogging is good for you. Another says it is worst exercise possible. As a matter of fact, it is quite often difficult to get 2 experts to agree on anything. Now, ain't that the truth? As a general rule, for every expert who expresses an opinion, there is another expert who will have a different opinion identically at the same subject and evidence. I'm right, you're wrong, so you shut the fuck up, or you shut. Or like that one Disney cartoon, was it Balto, the one with the dog? You get there's a clip I find on YouTube. The 2 goats on the one mountain goat yelling over there, the echo, you know. You shut up, and then the echo you shut up, and he goes, no, you shut up. You shut up. The echo says, you shut up. No, you shut up. Pretty sure I have to look that up on there. I keep forgetting. I showed people that in social media. Remind me of politicians and these experts. Back and forth, like an echo chamber. No, you shut up. No, you shut up. No, you shut up. But, yeah, it was a cartoon. I'm pretty sure it was like Balto or one of those cartoons. But yeah, I hear that playing in my head too. But yeah, as a general rule, for every expert who expresses an opinion, there's another expert who will have a different opinion on identically the same subject and evidence. In other areas, the consultant has become commonplace during the last 5 to 10 years, particularly in business. Since the most forms of consultancy require no official licensing of any sort, the field provides rich opportunities to mount banks, whatever that means. Some psychological consultants or counselors have degrees of one sort or another. You never know, maybe from a diploma mill. Yeah, so-called degrees, just like I said before in the other chapter I was reading. From a diploma mill, you got those illegal diploma mills too, where yeah, you get a diploma falsified just so easy, given to you by a con artist, and you try to show it to somebody who's no good. Some psychological consultants or counselors have degrees of one sort or another, but many do not. The sole prerequisite to becoming another, but many do not. The sole prerequisite to becoming the consultant seems to simply hanging out a sign and saying that you are so. Yeah, you can hang out, you can get an office and hang a sign over there and put a fake diploma on the wall inside a glass case, You can get a Mason or Elks ring put it on your finger, or a biker ring on your finger, and it doesn't make you a Hell's Angel, it doesn't make you a Mason, it doesn't make you an Elk. You get a tattoo, you can get a fake tattoo, and it doesn't make you anything. Then, in that part of the world, if you get a tattoo with somebody's group falsely, they catch you, they'll take it off of you, or if you get kicked out of the group, but legitimately they take it off of you. But that's quite often consultancy is simply an attractive front for some people who are temporarily or permanently out of work. John Brooks is showing off in America. Author John Brooks showing off in America. I guess that's a book, because John Brooks, in quotations, showing off in America, is an apparently veracious, to the point, and insatiability. Let the slightest thing seem amiss in a corporation, foundation, cultural institution, bureau of government, or personal life, and all be relative response in many cases. It is to call in a consultant. The outcome of this response has been to call into being a huge industry, one with an emergent literature on its own, designed to provide expertise on the expertise business. There is also another practice that is grown to grand proportions: experts sending you to their experts in a way that they support and encourage each other at your expense. Okay, now we're at the end of the chapter. Counterable. Every chapter you have the thing about counterable. And the counterable, remember, experts take their pants remember, experts take their pants or their pantyhose off in one leg at a time, just as we do. At best, he is expecting an informed opinion. At worst, he is nothing more than an ordinary guy from out of town who doesn't know his ass from a hole in the ground. Many of them will quickly tell you all the reasons that you can't do something. Personally, I prefer to determine for myself what I can and cannot do, and I hate paying high prices for what will turn out to be a simple common sense method anyway. The biggest discouragement for any expert is to tell him or you are going to get a second, if not a third opinion. It lets him know immediately you have bought his recommendations unqualifiedly, and that you are not a pushover for experts. So yeah, and then, the next chapter I already read before this. Next chapter is credentials, but I already read that chapter in a video. I'm just reading it random. I'm not even doing it in chronicle on the border in his book. So there you have it. I have to render this video in the computer and make it smaller so it'll upload quicker. You don't need the reading of a book in high res, hell no, you know. So, alright, stay tuned for the other chapters.